Hello, my name's Andrew from Showcase Kitchens, and I want to show you how easy it is to measure a kitchen. I'm going to start from a particular corner. It doesn't really matter which corner we start from. I'm going to start from this corner here, and we measure to the next item. So in this case it's the corner to the window. So I'm going to measure that. 86 centimetres. I'll mark that on my plan, and then I'll move on to the next item. So the next item is a window. Now the window, the first thing you need to measure is the width of the window, which happens to be 170 centimetres. So make a note of that. I'm not making that as I go because it'll just be a very boring film. Height of the window, from the sill to the top of the window, 95 centimetres. And then we need to know how high the sill is off the floor. So we have to add that measurement there to this measurement here to come up with a figure, how high that is off the floor. That's important for kitchen planning. Now I've measured from the window to the corner. I've made a note that the corner turns right towards me, and now I'm going to measure this wall to the door behind me. It's easier if you've got help, but I've done it enough that I can get away with it even with all this clutter. 264 centimetres to the edge of the door. Now with the door you don't measure this recess, you just measure here, here. The depth of the recess doesn't matter, it's not part of our plan. So the door itself is 87.5 wide. We need to make a note of the fact that it's hinged on the right and it opens inwards. Now I don't want to make a really boring video, so I'm not going to measure every single wall on this video. I think you get the gist of it. We would measure from the corner again to these double doors. We just measure the total width of the double doors from the outside of the architrave all the way across to the other side. So not just the doors, everything including the architrave, 1320 or 132 centimetres. We move around the room. Something that's worth pointing out is there's a radiator there. Now that's worth noting because that will either need to be moved or included in the plan. It depends what we come up with, but that's important. We've got another door here. Once again we measure all the way across the door, all the way from the corner that it sits in to the outside of the architrave, and then we carry on. Now this particular room has a feature that you'll very often find, a beam running across the ceiling. So the ceiling height is not even. We have two different ceiling heights. That's very important, as you can see from those units there which are built around it. That was the previous designer's solution. But that's critical for us to know just how high that is off the ceiling. So there's a neat trick you can do. I use a laser measure normally, but I don't expect you to have one of those in your toolbox. So I'm using a tape measure. You just do that with the tape measure, and then that. Now I can see that's 210 centimetres off the floor, and that's a very important measurement. We also need to measure how wide that beam is, 17.5 centimetres, and then, very importantly, how far it is from the wall at the end. So there's the wall at the end, 156 centimetres from the wall at the end. That gives us all the information we need. Now the other thing, and of course every kitchen's got a ceiling, whether or not it's got a beam, so you have to go a little bit further with it. Once again, you just do that with the tape, hold it steady. Oh, haven't reached far enough, a bit more. All the way up to the ceiling. If your eyes are good enough, you can see that that's 235 centimetres. If your eyes aren't good enough, you'll have to get someone to help you. Okay. Now here we have the finished plan. It won't win any prizes for neat, tidy, professional look at all, but that's not the point. All the information's on there. I didn't want to do a fantastically good looking plan and intimidate people into thinking they couldn't do it. As long as all the information's on there, that's all that matters. We can take that, put it onto our computer, and then do a 3D design from it. So that will then correspond with the room that we've got. You can scan that and email it to us, or you can go to the page on our website where you can actually put those measurements in, and then we'll take it from there. Now, although the current design of the kitchen doesn't influence the new design, there are some things which we do need to know. This particular kitchen has a dishwasher, has a sink, has a washing machine. They're all under the window. The drainage goes out through the wall. All the supplies are quite obviously there. We could design them at the other end of the room, but that would lead to various issues. So there's also a gas hob. Any of these things can be moved, but it tends to increase the cost and the complexity. So a note showing us where they currently are is very helpful.